Tonight, what you are about to discover is not a simple secret. It is a key that can instantly change your life. 3 words. 3 words that for centuries were kept by masters, shamans, and guardians of ancestral knowledge. Words that awaken invisible forces capable of attracting money, opening the heart to love, and protecting your energy like never before. If you are ready to break the cycle of scarcity, open the doors to abundance, and activate your field of protection, pay attention. Because what you say tonight will resonate in the universe, and the universe will respond. Repeat these 3 words with intention, and watch as your reality begins to transform before your eyes. Every word you speak is like a spell that shapes your reality, and you don't even realize it. Imagine now that every time you complain, every time you say, "I don't have money, this isn't for me," or even that small thought of, "I'll barely make it to pay the bills," you are actually sending invisible commands to the universe, and the universe obeys. Buddhism teaches something brutally direct. Your mouth creates your world. In the silence of the monasteries, monks recite mantras that not only elevate the mind, but also completely reprogram the body's energetic vibration. And there exists a group of specific words, 3 sacred words, that when spoken with true intention, activate the frequency of abundance. These words are not magical on their own. They work when accompanied by the right energy, that vibration that feels like warmth in your chest, as if something inside you is unlocking. But before revealing them, you need to test yourself, because if you say them without being ready, they won't work. The energy of abundance does not respond to curiosity. It responds to total surrender. Here's something interactive. If you had to guess, what do you think those 3 words are? Write them right now in the comments. Don't overthink it. Trust the first thing that comes to mind. Then check if you were right. The one who writes activates the process. The one who only watches misses the moment. In the next part, you will understand why monks never ask for money, yet never live in scarcity. True prosperity makes no noise. It flourishes in silence, grows in surrender, and reveals itself to those who learn to see with the eyes within. Pause now, take a deep breath. Feel the air touching the tip of your nose, moving through your throat, filling your chest. For a moment, there are no bills to pay, no notifications on your phone, no worries about tomorrow. Only this, your presence here and now breathing. For Buddhist monks, this moment is the beginning of abundance. It is not the money in the bank, not achieving a goal, not buying a new car. It is full presence. Because when you are fully in the now, you create the space where everything can happen. Scarcity begins when the mind disconnects from the present moment and goes into survival mode, said Eric Butterworth, one of the great spiritual thinkers of the 20th century, adding, "God is not outside of us. He is the living energy inside every cell, waiting to be activated." Think about this for a moment. Have you noticed how the times when money seems to vanish often coincide with periods of anxiety, fear, or doubt? It's as if wanting it aligns your internal frequency with lack, and the universe does nothing but obey. Monks have no bank accounts, yet they never go hungry. They own no property, yet they live in peace. And the reason is simple, though revolutionary. They live in flow. Flow with life, with nature, with time. They rise with the sun, walk barefoot on cold earth, feel the wind on their face as a blessing. All of this feeds an invisible field of energy vibrating in tune with abundance. But here is a truth few accept. Abundance does not begin with money. It begins with a clear mind. Imagine filling your mind with complaints, fears, comparisons, or anger. It's like filling a bowl with stones. Then you try to pour in water, which represents prosperity, but there is no space. You yourself block the flow. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like a garden. If you sow scarcity, you reap misery, but if you sow gratitude, faith, and worthiness, you reap miracles. And note, this is not a pretty metaphor, it is literal. Your inner state changes your outer reality. Today, neuroscience confirms this. Frequent thoughts create neural patterns that alter your perception, your decisions, and your behavior. And when you change your perception, you change what you attract. Here's something interactive again. If this idea has already resonated with something inside you, write the word harmony in the comments. It's not just to interact, it's an energetic commitment. The one who writes anchors the energy. The one who only listens lets it slip away. In the next chapter, you will hear the true story of a monk who almost drowned, and how that moment of desperation revealed to him the true path to spiritual and material wealth. You only discover what truly matters when you think you are about to die. It was still early morning. The sky had deep shades of blue, almost black, and the icy air cut like in the high Pyrenees. The young monk walked barefoot toward the river, accompanied only by the muffled crunch of dry leaves under his feet and the steady silence of his master. He was 19, with a shaved head and alert eyes. He had fasted for 3 days and spent the night meditating. All he wanted was an answer. How do I find wisdom? How do I discover my purpose? How do I achieve the abundance you speak of so much? The master did not answer. He only gestured for him to enter the water together. The river was freezing, and each step felt like a knife in his feet. Suddenly, without warning, the master grabbed his head and violently plunged it under the current. His heart raced, his body panicked, kicking, struggling, trying to escape, but the master held him down. Water invaded his lungs. Desperation exploded in every cell. When he was on the verge of unconsciousness, the master finally let go. The young man emerged, gasping, coughing, crying. Water streamed down his face, and his shock-filled eyes met the master's. "Why did you do this? I could have died," he shouted. The serene master replied, "When you desire wisdom with the same intensity you desired air, then it will come." That cruel, visceral, unforgettable moment is the missing piece for almost all seekers of prosperity. People say they want abundance, but they continue waking up late, feeding fear-based thoughts, wasting energy on empty distractions. They want wealth, but with the comfort of living in superficiality. The truth is brutal. Prosperity only comes when your desire is as strong as hunger, as thirst, as the need to breathe. In that instant, the young monk awakened, not because he understood rationally, but because he felt it. In the panic of the water, he discovered that life is fleeting, and nothing can be wasted. From that day on, he never asked for anything again. He simply aligned with the force already inside him, and the universe responded. This story is told in many temples as a reminder. It is not enough to say what you want. You must truly want it. You must vibrate it. You must burn inside, even if you smile on the outside. Interactive CTA. If this story has made you reflect, share this video with a family member who also needs to awaken, and write below. I breathe abundance. This is not just symbolic, it is the beginning of change. In the next part, you will discover why 97% of people unknowingly block the flow of money and the hidden knowledge monks use to break that invisible cycle. You could be sabotaging your prosperity every day without realizing it. Yes, it's more common than it seems, and almost no one talks about it. Imagine this scenario. Your phone rings in the morning. Even before leaving bed, your mind is already flooded with notifications, comparisons, and minor tensions. You get up, wash your face, look in the mirror, and without thinking, you say to yourself, another difficult day. I need money. I can't handle this anymore. Those phrases are not mere thoughts. They are energetic commands. According to Buddhist masters, every thought is a silent prayer. Every word, a seed, and everything you plant grows. Poverty, chaos, and fear are not external monsters. They are internal frequencies constantly fed every day. Now imagine this. A monk does not see money as good or bad. He sees it as energy in material form, a frequency that responds to states of consciousness. Just as poverty is born from a closed mind, wealth is born from an awakened mind. This phrase is silently repeated in monasteries as a constant reminder. Abundance is not conquered, it is allowed. But here is the most delicate point. Most people have unconscious fears about money, fear of not having it, fear of having it and losing it, fear of what others will say if they have a lot, fear of feeling selfish, fear of being seen as superficial. These fears form invisible barriers in each person's energy field. It's like trying to attract the sun while living under an umbrella. Monks do the opposite. They clear the field, silence the blockages, and align. Want to know how? They practice a hidden teaching passed down, often only orally, the vow of non-resistance. They believe the universe is constantly trying to deliver everything you desire, but it can only happen when you stop resisting. Resisting is saying, I can't. Resisting is thinking, this is not for me. Resisting is acting from fear. Accepting is saying, I receive. Accepting is trusting, allowing. And here is the hidden key. When you align with the frequency of full acceptance, money begins to appear in ways the rational mind cannot understand. Opportunities arise, debts are forgiven, clients return, paths open. And all of this doesn't happen because you force it, but because you stop blocking. Interactive CTA. Write right now, I allow. Whoever writes this phrase is giving the universe the signal it needs to begin acting. But be careful, this energy is only available for a few hours after your vow. Don't miss the moment, or you'll have to wait for another cycle. In the next part, you will finally discover the 3 sacred words that monks use to activate the flow of abundance, and how to use them in a simple ritual you can practice today. There are words that were not made to be read, but to be felt. For centuries, Tibetan monks guarded certain words as if they were fire. Words that were never spoken outside of rituals, words that could only be uttered when body, mind, and spirit were fully aligned. According to tradition, each syllable carries a vibration, and some vibrations are so powerful they alter the magnetic field around you. Yes, it may sound mystical, but modern science, from quantum physics to vibrational neurocybernetics, is beginning to recognize it. Language shapes matter. Sound is vibration. Vibration is frequency. And frequency is everything. The masters knew this intuitively. That's why mantras are not just beautiful chants, they are codes, keys that open the invisible. But before revealing the 3 sacred words, I need to prepare you. If you hear them like any other sentence, they won't work. You need to feel them. You need to enter the proper state. So stop everything right now. Close other tabs. Silence your environment. Place your feet firmly on the ground. Breathe deeply. Once. Again. One more time. Close your eyes, feel the air, feel the moment. Now say it aloud, slowly, as if invoking something very ancient. I accept. I deserve. I allow. Again, I accept, I deserve, I allow. And now, with your eyes closed, whisper it as if speaking directly to the universe. I accept, I deserve, I allow. These words are not magical. The power is not in the words themselves, but in what they awaken within you. I accept. Dissolve resistance. This is surrender, the end of struggle. It is stopping fighting reality and beginning to dance with it. When you say, I accept, you tell the universe, yes, I am ready. Yes, I am open. Yes, you may touch me. I deserve. Activate the frequency of divine dignity. It is the opposite of guilt, the opposite of imposter syndrome. It is your way of affirming that it is not a matter of luck. It is your right. You don't need to lower yourself to receive. You just need to remember you were born with this inheritance. And finally, I allow. This is the ultimate unlocking. It is the moment when you stop controlling and allow the flow to do the work. When you allow, money flows, opportunities appear, and miracles stop being rare. They become ordinary. Now imagine what could happen in your life if you repeat these words every day. Not mechanically, but as a ritual. Imagine starting the morning with a glass of water, feet bare on the cold floor, eyes closed, and a single vibration in your chest. I accept, I deserve, I allow. Think nothing changes. Your body responds, your mind reprograms, and the universe listens. Because finally, you have exited the frequency of lack and entered the frequency of yes. Interactive CTA with ritual technique and commitment. Write these 3 words in the comments now. Do it consciously, slowly, feeling it. Each letter you type is an energetic signature, and the more people write it, the stronger the collective vibrational field becomes. This is the moment. Don't leave it for later. The ritual only works when you participate. When you speak to the universe, it responds, but not always in the way you expect. If you've made it this far, something inside you has already changed. Perhaps you don't notice yet, but a silent field has been activated within you, a space where abundance is not a promise but a presence. The 3 words you just pronounced, I accept, I deserve, I allow, act as keys. They have opened the first door, but what comes next is what truly transforms. In Buddhism, there is a concept called dana, which means sacred giving. But it's not just about giving something material. It's about letting flow what you already have, your attention, your intention, your action. And this is where most people stop. They receive the key but don't walk through the door. Why? Because we've been taught to desire, but not to hold what we receive, to ask for miracles, but not to live in the frequency of miracle. You will do it differently because now you know. Prosperity is not a reward, it is a state of continuous vibration. And there is a way to keep that frequency active every day, with a simple ritual, using an object that is likely just a few steps away from you right now. Perhaps you use it every day without suspecting it can become an energetic amplifier, a portal that transforms a spiritual practice into tangible reality. I will show you how to use that ordinary object to multiply the power of the 3 words, but only in the next video, because that knowledge needs to be delivered in a different vibration, and you need to be ready to receive it with intention, not just curiosity. Before closing this moment, do the following. Rewind a few seconds in this video. Listen again to the 3 words, but this time say them with your body. Feel them. Let them vibrate through your heart. Say them with your soul, I accept, I deserve, I allow. And when you finish, say nothing more. Remain in silence for 30 seconds. That silence is sacred. It is the space where the seed germinates. Final CTA with loop and commitment. Now write down below, I am ready for the next door. This phrase is not for me. It is a confirmation for yourself. Whoever writes it enters the field. Whoever ignores it misses the moment and may have to wait for another cycle, another video, or even another year. And of course, activate the notification bell, because in the next video I will reveal the full ritual and you need to be among the first to see it. Remember, this ritual only works if performed within the first 48 hours after activating the 3 words. If time passes, the field closes. The cycle has already begun, but only those who continue the path will see what lies on the other side. We'll see you in the next stage, and until then, repeat silently. I accept, I deserve, I allow.